to yes on what you're looking for. I watch people get stuck in Frozen, and that breaks my heart. I was once stuck in Frozen too. Greatest superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people.
Welcome to the Real Raw.
Yes, Ian, how about a fun fact about you?
Oh my gosh, fun fact about me. I absolutely love going in the ocean at midnight in New Jersey in hurricane waters.
That is
it's
a
fun,
beautiful thing.
especially with like 60 other people. And when I'm leading 2 blind people, it's extra fun and kind of crazy.
Ian's body at one point was flying back and forth in the ocean in the dark, like crashing into people. Like that didn't not happen. Welcome to the Real Raw. By the way, our influence is superpower. We're not even going to ask Gina about her Bruce Springsteen fun fact. We'll leave that one as a cliffhanger. And let's get to some of these fine and amazing people that are here today. Gina.
All right, you got it. We have an amazing crew today. Tammy Hathaway. First of all, she has an Edward E. Newman like painting behind her, Sean. I just want to tell you.
Yes, love Edward E. Newman. Mad Magazine, yes?
Yes. She is, by the way, the one who like got married by stormtroopers, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. She's the executive director of the United Way of Genesee County. She sits on 5 boards and 1 city committee. She's passionate about humanity and helping humanity and for the greater good. She has been on her own since 16 and was a teenage mom. So she can identify with the majority of the individuals she serves in the nonprofit world. She's most proud of the fact that she has made it on her own because she didn't have anyone to teach her how to be an adult. So she plays. I love how much you play and get to act like a kid, but you're an amazing adult and doing great things in the world. Welcome, Tammy.
Thank you.
Tammy, welcome. So awesome to have you here today. And your stormtrooper weddingness story precedes you. But what's your fun fact besides the fact that you got married by like Darth Vader with like stormtroopers around you?
A fun fact, I guess people don't realize that I used to be debilitatingly shy, literally incapacitated. I couldn't speak to people, and now you cannot shut me up. And I mean, and that was right into probably my late 20s. I was excruciatingly shy. And now you cannot shut me up. So, yeah.
Amazing. Well, welcome, Tammy. And what's the deal with Alfred E. Newman rolling with you?
So I was sharing earlier, before you got on, that he was in one of the art shows at our local art council, and my kids snuck in with the executive director and purchased him for me for Christmas last year.
Amazing. Well, welcome, Tammy.
Thank you.
Yes.
That is
more, Gina.
Too, by the way, that your kids did that. All right, next up we have Michael Cohen. He's the president of Pop Media Pro, former VP of Production and Development City Life Media Group, a producer. He's a co-producer of feature films and a producer of feature films and documentaries and high-end corporate videos for companies like Morgan Stanley, MetLife, and Prudential Securities. Michael was a part of the team that developed feature films and even contributed in a scene in John Waters' movie, A Dirty Shame. Welcome, Michael. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Michael, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Very excited about being here.
Yeah, very excited to have you. And what's your fun fact, my friend?
My fun fact is that I was once a litigant on the Judge Judy show.
Wow.
What was your issue?
I was the plaintiff. I brought my lawyer to Judge. I brought my landlord to Judge Judy because he left me without hot water for about I don't know, like something like 2 months or something. And he agreed to go on Judge Judy. We had a great time. They flew us out there. I won, which made it even better. You know.
So Judge Judy from hello to yes. Congratulations on that, Michael. That is truly amazing. So congratulations. That is going to give you a marked advantage on the stage of the Real Raw today. Amazing job.
Thank you.
Amazing. And Gina, we got some judges.
Dr. Andrew Bernstein. Dr. Bernstein has been teaching and chairing fashion, marketing, and design programs for almost 30 years. He was the chairperson of the Fashion Marketing and Management program at Berkeley College and ran a fashion marketing and design program at South Florida. He also taught at many universities and colleges around the country. He was executive vice president of Martha Inc., an exclusive women's store where he was a buyer, a merchandiser, and a vice president for over 18 years. But get this, Sean, he was also a professional circus clown in the Ringling Brothers and Barnum Circus.
That makes the chief of staff at Unblinded of Fun and Magic, Nicole Mayo. How happy does that make you?
It's
that he's a
happier
clown?
than a snowman dancing in the snow.
It is amazing. We love that. So Doc, congratulations on your very Renaissance man-like, eclectic background amazingness.
Thank you.
Yeah. So talk to us, like
Thanks
circus
a lot.
clownness. What was your favorite moment as a circus clown?
Uh-oh, going in
Well,
and out.
one of the great, let's go to the White House. Can you hear me?
We have you now.
One of the great fun things that I did
you're
was
cutting in and out.
go to the White House and entertain for the Carters and making Carter up as a, can you hear me now?
No, you're really going in and out.
Yeah, maybe try it without the video, if we could,
Yes.
for a sec.
Yeah, if you
Okay,
just turn
can-
off the camera, that might be better.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about we'll bounce back to Doc in one moment? We'll get right back to you, Doc. So
Okay.
yes, that's better, I think, right? Yeah,
Is
let's.
that better?
So yes, so your circus clown most amazing moment.
Going to the White House and making Amy Carter up as a clown.
That's extraordinary. You aren't just like
That was a
a
lot of fun.
circus clown. You're like the circus clown to the like first daughter. That's amazing.
The first daughter, there you go.
Yes,
That is
amazing.
like a fun fact. Was she a little kid?
She was a little kid. She was very young. Now, of course, she's a mother, and I don't know if she's a grandmother, but she's certainly a little bit older now.
Yes.
Amazing. Fantastic job.
Thank
So
you.
thank you, Doc. Gina, we got more.
We have more. We have another judge, Joseph Heinzelman. He's a financial advisor at Edward Jones. He is a rock star financial advisor, helping people organize, build, and protect their wealth and budgeting, investments, and insurance. Welcome, Joseph.
Hey, great to be here.
Awesome job. Thank you, Joseph, for being here. And how about what's your fun fact, sir?
My fun fact is I have a house full of kids. So I have 6 kids, and they keep me busy and awake most of the time. But they're a lot of fun. I have 5 girls, and my youngest is a boy. So
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for that. And where are you coming from today?
I'm in the Orlando, Florida area.
Oh my goodness, Florida's in the building. We have a lot of stuff coming up in Florida shortly. So it's amazing. And what do you think is the craziest thing you've seen related to people and how they have a relationship with their money?
I think the craziest thing is that people just ignore time sensitive or money issues. They'll get accounts or bills or something, and then they just stick in the drawer, and 3 years later they open it up and be like, oh yeah, I should have dealt with that, and now it's a much bigger issue than it should have been ever. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is definitely not a good way to handle your money dynamics of bills in a drawer. Nicole, you put your bills in a drawer all the time, don't you?
No.
Amazing. So just welcome, and we're gonna have some fun today. So thanks for being here.
Thanks
All right.
for being here.
Gina,
Joseph.
who we got?
Yes, up next we have Vikram Deal. He is a
Vikram's in the building.
Vikram's in the building. Awesome, bright pink, shiny sweatshirt. I love it. He is a conscious mindset and business coach. He's been in, and he has been since birth, in sales since birth. Vikram loves selling and is proud of his real estate career, which was one, and he was one of the top teams in the nation. He's proud of who he has become spiritually over the last few years. He now helps entrepreneurs make more money, have more connection to source, and live a more fulfilling life.
Vikram, what's up, man?
What up, Sean? How are you, brother?
We're doing great. It's been a little while, but how are you and what's happening?
I just got back from Tulum a couple days ago, and I'm feeling grounded and charged up, and ready to deliver some amazing new things that I've been working on for I don't know, like 5 years.
That's amazing, Vikram. And
That's amazing.
Tulum, Mexico, like there's a lot of Mexico-ness in the house. Flats in Mexico seem to have like a magnetic dynamic going on at some level. Were you hanging out with anybody from Tony World down there?
No, I just went solo.
You did. Very, very cool.
Yeah,
And
just
so
needed
tell
to.
us, like, what were you unleashing in your inner journey in Tulum?
Oh God, that's a deep question. But just doing some meditation, channeling the Mayan gods and the strength of the Mayan warriors, and a lot of inner work and ecstatic dancing, and just letting go of some parental drama and trauma. And so that was really amazing, and just connecting to my soul and my source and all of my ancestors.
Amazing. Vikram, it is only on the Real Raw and a few other places in the world that we can have a normal conversation about dancing with Mayan gods, but you're at home here, brother, and welcome to Fun Facts on the Real Raw. And so how about some fun facts? Well, give us a fun fact besides your incredible breakthrough. And I mean this with all my heart. Congratulations on exploring all those dynamics and freeing yourself. That's outstanding. Congratulations. And how about a fun fact, sir?
I like to jump into ice plunges for 3 to 5 minutes every day, just for shits and giggles.
All right, we're gonna have a shits and giggles moment then right now. So I happen to be Vikram at Chris Crohn's Convention Center, and so Chris and I watch this now. Chris and I, because so you like this is an amazing. You're an incredible witness to this reality. So we were at Tony's house for the Lions trip in 2019, and so they say the Lion record for the cold plunge was 4 minutes. Right? What number am I going to tell you that Chris Crone did that you would say, I'm not sure? Like what number for how many minutes it was more than 4? Did we begin to get into a space where you're like, I don't know, like if I actually believe that happened?
Well, I've gone 8 minutes. I think probably he was in there for, and are you talking about Tony's River that runs through his house?
No, this was in his Florida house. So we were in the
Florida house,
his plunge pool. Yeah.
9.5 minutes. I know Chris is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Vikram, he did 12, and ready for this. And then Daryl from the Lions, Daryl Thompson, did 16 minutes this past July in 2020. I was there. I literally sat next to the clock, next to the plunge pool in both situations. Unreal. I thought like with what you're doing, and it's amazing what you do, that you would find that to be a little bit interesting.
I'm gonna have to get the timer out.
I figured.
So we're gonna I'm just curious, Sean, because like you win in everything. So how are you not factored into this cold plunge? Did you just like not go in? Were you just too scared to go in?
I hear a challenge coming, Bella.
Do you want the truth or no?
No, I want you to lie to me and everybody else.
Thank you, Bella. Right. So the truth is that I was making a calculated decision for 11 different reasons on it, whether or not it made sense to participate in that dynamic. And for one reason, significance dynamics it was raising with people, it seemed like a mistake because there's a lot of energy around it. Number one, for the overall outcome that we're seeking from that weekend to Tony's. Number one, because I didn't want to like alienate anybody. And number two, because Chris got a lot of heat for doing it, no pun intended. And number two, I thought it could take a massive toll to win. And I didn't know that the outcome from winning that mattered. So guess what I did? I invented my own competition, which was swimming under the pool for the furthest distance, which I knew I would win. So I created my own game that I would win, and I won that game. So that is a true story.
So how long were you in the pool? Like,
I was able to do the length of Tony's pool underwater, like the width, like, I mean, the long way, the vertical, right?
Yeah,
right. I did back and forth and half back again. So I don't know how many feet Tony's pool is. It's enormous, but I knew I was not going to lose that game. So,
well, this is what I love about you, Sean, is one, you know your outcome, and two, you always get your outcome. Like you don't end anything unless you know that you're going to get your outcome.
That is true. So yes, we were looking for known outcome in that dynamic. And Chris and I just retold that story this past week. And Vikram, you want to know the funniest part about it? And we talk about significance. The person that held the prior record walked into the backyard as we came into Tony's house on that Saturday morning and said, oh, I have the record in the plunge pool for the Lions. And that record is 4 minutes. And so essentially they threw down. And so then all of a sudden people were trying to break the record and Chris shattered the record. And the hysterical part about human dynamics was everybody all of a sudden was saying, I guess Chris is really significance driven. Why was he trying to break the record? It was unbelievable. After they said it out, it was a wild moment. Vikram, you feel me, brother?
I 100%, man.
It was unbelievable. So the very people that set up the competition were upset that they lost and were like,
Right.
Chris is significance driven for trying to break it. And they literally, one of them put their arm around Chris and was like, oh man, you have to really think about significance because we're not about significance in the Lions. And I'm sitting there going, this is one of the remarkable things I've ever witnessed as like the ultimate weaponizing. Like JP Sears does a competitive spirituality video that's amazing. This is like competitive significance, irony squared. I was like literally watching it. So yes, and I am clear, that your journey to Tulum unpacked and cleared anything like that because we all have our significance dynamics. So Vikram, it is a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you, Sean. Pleasure to be here.
Thanks, brother. We got one more rock star, Gina.
One more rock star in the house, a sorceress, Sean. She is the sales sorceress. Bella Verita started selling crafts on her front lawn when she was 8 years old. She then became a top income earner in a network marketing organization by 19. By 24, became a top income earner she built a multiple 7-figure real estate company, becoming the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada. Today, she's the CEO of Aligned Sales, the first female-led remote sales training and recruiting agency. And she's devoted to helping women scale and create financial freedom through sales. In fact, she places more women in sales positions than anyone else in the country.
Hello, Verita, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, sales sorceress?
Good afternoon, Mr. Sean Callaghy. How are you today?
I am doing delightfully. Where are you happen to be coming from today?
I happen to be coming from the amazing convention center of Chris Crone, where I heard this rumor that he might be putting a lightning bolt on the building. Did you hear this?
I heard this rumor, and a lightning bolt.
I heard this rumor.
As in the Unblinded logo, like the
as in the Unblinded logo.
Real Raw?
Yes.
That is amazing. So yes, we will stay tuned for those dynamics. So Bella Verita, what is a fun fact about you?
Well, I thought about sharing the fun fact that I shared with you this morning, but I won't go with that one. Since you mentioned JP Sears, I thought my fun fact today would be I spent Thanksgiving with JP Sears.
You spent? Are you kidding? And what
no.
did he eat actually turkey, or is he one of those like he had a vegan vegetable dip like all your crazy friends do?
Yeah, they had vegetable vegan dip for sure.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So,
and his wife is like about to give birth at any given moment.
That is extraordinary. And Bella, my only guess is that you are next off to like Tulum to dance with Mayan gods. Is that like your next trip?
That is. I'm leaving on Sunday. I'm skipping Florida and going to Tulum. But I thought I'd take you with me. I thought I would take you with me so that you could dance with Mayan gods too.
I was just going to say, Sean, don't you want to learn castic dancing? I saw Bella's eyes light up when Vikram said that.
Yes, sure. I think, but the only way I'm going, Vikram and Bella, is if we bring the one and only ambassador of results, formerly known as Big Sugar, as Clarence Clemens was to Bruce Springsteen, Rob Gill is to Sean Callaghy and Unblinded. What's up, big man? How is Rob Gill? Woo! How are you?
What's up, brother?
Yep. So Vikram just came back from doing some castic dancing, freeing himself. And Rob Gill, if I know you need one thing,
tell me.
I know it's you need to be dancing with Mayan gods and freeing your childhood traumas. And I'm not making light of this. You had some, for real, you had some childhood trauma.
A lot of them.
Yeah. I'm not confused.
Yep.
As did I. We both grew up in, very complex dynamics of alcoholism and other craziness, right?
Yeah, all kinds of jungles in my area.
Yeah. So if Vikram will return and be our guide, and Bella, you're down, and Tink will join. The rest of you are invited. As long as Rob Gill goes, I'm in. Are we going to Tulum?
We can do breakdancing. I can train.
You can do whatever dancing you want.
Let's see, Rob.
Up and locking. I'll bring it back to 1984 with a cardboard box.
I'll bring the box, baby.
By the way, it is Fun Friday here on the Real Raw.
It is Fun Friday. And just for fun, just so you know, Rob Gill started on the Real Raw with Bella Verita. So I just wanted you to know that you came in second because he started with me first here, just so you know.
It's amazing. She's
can't stop her.
5 wide receivers.
Stop her.
Bella Verita, unstoppable force is what's happening here. So, by the way, Rob Gill, when we first met, Rob Gill was like at an event and I was speaking, and Rob was like talking about Robert Cialdini's 6 levers of influence.
Six
And
tools.
yeah, what are they, Rob?
Commitment and consistency, reciprocity, scarcity, liking, social proof, and authority. And I could do it in a 3-minute presentation, taking someone through the science of it.
And Vikram and everybody, this is what he's hitting with, right? In the first minute of me meeting him. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't even know who are you? Why are you
I'm Rob
talking?
from Bayonne.
Why are you talking in robotic like recitation, quoting of sales book speak? I don't even know what's happening right now, right? And by the way, he had read that book and mastered it, of course, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and you had how many sales meetings a month at that time?
8.
Yeah, and then he learned the unblinded formula.
Mm.
He had 8 sales meetings, and how many sales meetings did you have in November?
My team had 600.
Wait, I'm sorry. You had how many?
My team had 600.
600 sales meetings.
Yeah.
How the heck-
Opportunity. Yep. Yes.
How many? How did you have? How can you handle that?
I couldn't. Matter of fact, the gift from Sean, and I'm the guy that has to bang his head 7 times before I actually. So I want to be real clear on that. I'm not. Boop, boop. I'm not like from a student perspective, I take time. TIME, things I must earn. With that being said, though, we had gone from 6 or 7 advisors to 15. So I was able to just kind of trust and work on the business and let them handle at least the initial 2 or 3 calls. And as a result of it, I think I had like 5 or 6 of that group. I spoke to like 5 or 6 people.
Amazing.
The rest, I was focused on everything that you guys shared with me and the different parts of our business to accelerate in a different space.
And maybe just for fun, and for any of those that are in the Tony world, Rob's a platinum partner, Vikram, myself, maybe others. Day with Destiny begins today. I think one of the great challenges in the space of acceleration, personal development, and we're all kidding aside right now, like just to drop it on this for value, is we can like people, we can be entertained by people, and then we could ignore what they're teaching. And we make fun of it and have a good time with it. But Rob was like on my social media posting like words that I would say. It's like, yeah, influence mastery, integrity-based human influence, and process mastery. He had no idea what it meant.
Come get some.
Yeah, and he was just like, he would post there, and I'm like, Rob, do you even know what that means? He's like, no. And I'm like, right, but why, if you like me and you're into what I'm doing, you have no idea what I'm talking about? Why would that ever be? Right. And that was a real thing.
It was.
But you're not alone.
It was.
Because I've gone to events where I have fellow platinum partners, and their distillation of the brilliance of Tony Robbins and everything he's created in the world distilled down to, I'm like, yeah, hey, look, what does Tony's work mean to you? I am not kidding. Make your move. Make your move. Make your move.
I'm laughing with whoever did that. I'm not laughing at.
And I love, and this is one of my dear friends, I'm like, so you think the cornerstone of all of the work you've learned from Tony is make your move, right? And so the micro distinctions are what it's about. The micro distinctions are here and what we play with on the Real Raw. And it's the beginning of the beginning. So Rob Gill, what advice would you give these amazing people being here on a Fun Friday?
Don't take my path. Jump in with 2 feet. Learn the formula as fast as you possibly can with full immersion. Trust in the overall process. And I assure you, you'll accelerate pretty fast.
Yeah.
If you trust the process it took me a while because that's just who I am, trying to get better every day. Once I just put my guard down, and by the way, I haven't graduated. I'm still like in the 3rd grade, right? So I'm still at the beginning of the beginning for real. And I love being a student, and the time that I get to spend with Sean now is it's amazing from a proximity perspective, because there was a time I had time around them every day, right? But because of massive acceleration, it's making my listening be even sharper.
Awesome. And what final, how many advisors or people in your space have you ever heard of that have 600 meetings?
I've never heard of it. We're changing the game.
Let's
No
go.
doubt.
Love you.
Love you too.
And Rob's here learning more. We're here with Chris, partnered up, doing a whole bunch of cool stuff,
Yeah.
which we've been doing for a long time. Chris is extraordinary in his micro distinctions. So final about micro distinctions and the power of what to focus on, what we're here about today. So Chris Crone told the story online and some things we did last night, where Chris was sharing that he had 500,000 YouTube subscribers, and he was talking to another influencer that had 12 million. 12 million. And his team and their team were talking. And his team, his head of his team, was talking to Chris's team. So called the other guy and Chris's guy. So the other guy is like, I don't understand why we're talking to you people. We have 12 million subscribers. You have like, how many video views you get a month? And Chris's guy is like, well, 1 million. He goes, we have videos every week that we get more than a million views on. I don't even know what we're talking about. So not only crushing you on subscribers, we're crushing you on views, man. Like every optic, every dynamic, hours watched. So Chris's guy's like, hey, cool, man. Like, so what are you guys generating in revenue? And the guy said, yeah, well, in category A, we're generating all this money from AdSense. In category B, we're generating all this money from ads. In category C, which is everything else, we're generating this much money. So for it's a total of X.
3 million, I thought.
Yeah. And Chris's guy's like, wow, we're not generating anything in category A in AdSense, really. We're not generating anything in sponsorships. But category C, we're doing about 10X what you're doing. So overall, we're almost 2X of what you guys are in revenue. And they were 1/24th the size.
Yep.
That's the space of the conversation we're in about influence and its application. Rob Gill, love you.
Love you
Let's
too.
get this thing rolling.
You
Gina,
got it,
thank you
brother.
for all introductions.
Bye-bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bella, you ready to rock and roll?
Ready to do this.
Let's go do this. Sales source. So Bella, who's going first? Gina, thank you. Have a beautiful rest of Fun Friday. Gina Ricci, let's hear for Gina. Thank you. So Bella.
Thank you, Gina. All right. Tammy, do you think you should get to go first? Or should we like, throw Michael under the proverbial bus and have Michael go first? What do you think?
I think we should throw Michael under the bus.
Michael's going under the bus, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent. Michael, Tammy has thrown you under the proverbial
Thank
bus.
you.
Yes. So thanking Tammy for that. So Michael, who would you like Bella to be? She could be anybody you want her to be. She could be herself. She could be an ideal client avatar, or she could be somebody like Mark Cuban, Richard Branson, heck, Donald Trump. Maybe he could be his counsel, a Supreme Court justice, whatever.
Please
you want.
don't make me be Donald Trump.
That would be very fun and interesting. I would be very
I've never said no to anything, but I think I'm a no for that one.
amazing. So Michael, we
Yes.
have people have been all sorts of things. So who would you like Bella to be? The key point is whatever the concept is that you're going from hello to yes with, the hello to yes is not Boiler Room meets Wolf of Wall Street. Instead, it's heart-centered integrous hello to yes. So the first round of 2 is the opening of listening and heart-to-heart connection. So with that said, who would you like Bella to be?
I would like Bella to be a business owner. I'd like to do a cold call. Yeah, I mean, just it could be like, high-end flower shop or something, a gym.
Bella.
Yeah.
Let's go high-end flower shop, Bella. Sound good?
All right, high-end flower shop. Got it.
All right. Michael, take us in, please.
Hello, Bella.
Hello, Michael. Or hello, this is Bella.
Yes, hello. My name is Michael Cohen. I'm with a company called Pop Media Pro. I'm a video producer. How you doing today?
I am amazing. Am I going to be on TV?
No, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe at some point.
All right.
But the reason I'm calling is I saw your website. It looks really, really nice. And I just happened to notice that you don't have any video on your site. And I wanted to offer my services because, having a video on your website will really help with your Google rankings. And also it's more personal than text. You'll connect with people. And did you ever think of, having video on your homepage, let's say, and social media?
No, I heard it slows down the website, and it just takes a lot of time because when people are looking for flowers and stuff, they don't usually look at videos. I usually find pictures are just fine.
It's kind of a trade-off. It may slow down the website a little bit, but it doesn't really slow it down that much. And I think the trade-off, I think the benefit is much greater than what you lose. And just, I don't want to sell you too hard, but just think about yourself. If you come to a website, what would you rather do? Read 1,000 words of text or just see a 3-minute video that tells you the same thing?
Well, I certainly don't think people want to watch a 3-minute video of flowers. That's for sure.
It wouldn't be flowers. It'd be mostly about you. That you want to make a personal connection with them, telling them what you do,
okay.
what types of do you supply flowers to weddings? Do you supply flowers to funerals? Do you just telling them what you do and who your clients are, and just so they can look at you and love you and make a personal connection.
So you're saying to put a video of myself on the website. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it would
And
be
so
you.
why do you think I would want to do that?
it would be a spokesperson, and then I would cut in the different flowers that you sell, the different events. I would use a lot of B-roll, a lot of nice animated graphics and stuff, and I really like spruce up your website. I'm telling you, you'll get more traffic, and you'll get a lot more attention. You'll stand out in the crowd, because I'm sure you're not the only flower shop in your town. And
yeah, but I'm pretty well known already, Nate. I am pretty like the top notch of my flowers, in my area already. So I'm not sure that, I don't know if I'm already the best. So I don't know how I can get any better than the best, and how like the video would help that.
Well, Bella, you got to grab a quick phone call. You bounce right back. Okay. And
Yeah,
Michael-
I got to run right now, and then I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right. Michael, Bella's going to be right back. And let's take it in with Tammy, and then we'll get Bella's thoughts on both in a second. Tammy, are you ready for Bella?
I am.
And who would you like Bella Verita to be?
I would like Bella to be city council.
City council. And
City council. Ooh.
City council.
You mean like the attorney?
Can you
for
give me
the
a little
city?
more specific?
Yep, sure. Our local city council is made up of about 9 members, and I want to change their mind on something.
Amazing. Let's take us in. This is going to be fun, Tammy.
Okay.
So, hello.
Hi, Tammy. This is Bella.
Hi, I am here
Hi,
representing.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you? So I'm here. So it's this evening. I'm representing our local arts council, and in looking through the city's legislation, there's a regulation regarding adult programming within the city boundaries, and I believe there's a term in there that's antiquated. And I would like to pitch to have this one particular term removed, because it's hindering a lot of programming that can actually happen in the city, within the city boundaries, that don't really fit under the guise of adult. So if we're looking at the adult.
So you want to get the word antiquated taken
I want
out?
to
Is that what I'm understanding?
Antiquated word cabaret removed from the local regulations and the legislation. It does not really fit today's terms for the guise of what we think of adult performances, adult bookstores. Cabaret really is an old art form developed in France. It's more follies, it's coarse comedy. And with us having the Historical Arts Council here in town, we can have cabaret shows that are not dirty and raunchy in the guise of what we would think adult would be. And that one word is holding us up from being able to getting the certifications for different licensing to have those type of shows. So this is my request to you if you cannot do it obviously this evening, because you would have to vote on it, but I would like you to commit to saying you will research it and consider removing that particular word out of that regulation in the city legislation.
And so what do you think that will do for our city as a whole?
City as a whole, we have invested so much money into our downtown revitalization to bring in arts and culture. This is going to pull from those big cities that we sit within, the middle of Buffalo and Rochester, and pull those out seeking this type of entertainment, because we have the perfect little Batavia. It's so eclectic. We've got this historical building.
So hold on one second. Because I've got to take another quick call.
Sure.
I want to make sure what I'm hearing is you think taking the word out will be able to bring in shows, which is what the community wants. That'll drive revenue. Is that right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. We can continue this conversation in just a moment.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, guys. Excellent work. Tammy, how'd that feel for you?
Good. I think it was hard to start into, because I was really asking Bella to be like 9 people and stand in front of her and put that pitch together. I think having more time to put together a presentation would have been better. If I could have cited the actual regulation codes and things like that, I would have felt a little more comfortable. But it's definitely something that we need here. So it was, when I was trying to think of who I was going to call, it just made sense.
All right. Excellent work. So, Bella, one word, one sentence for Tammy and Michael.
Let me get
Yeah, I would say my one word for Michael was genuine. And my one word for Tammy would be what's the word? Like caring. Like I can tell she like cares about the what she's presenting.
Yeah.
And it's meaningful to her. That I could tell.
All right. So excellent job. Dr. Andrew, what do you have? 30 seconds of feedback for each of these fine folks. We'll start with Michael. Maybe 15 seconds on what went well, 15 seconds on what could be optimized, and a score on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you have, sir?
I think they both did well. I think the idea for listening was really important, and I think they did a good job listening, going back and forth, certainly fielding the questions, and I think that was really, really important for both parties. I think really, I would give them pretty much the same score. I'm looking a high 8, 9. Because I think they really, really flow together. So I'm going to give a paw there for our two candidates.
Amazing. All right. Thank you, sir. Joseph, what do you got for our fine? Let's start with Michael.
Yeah, no, I think Michael did a good job of trying to connect. I think you could have asked a couple more questions because you kind of went straight into a pitch mode instead of asking a couple of questions. And that way you could have really built what you were trying to pitch them rather than, because she kind of gave you some resistance and you just kind of kept going at it instead of trying to ask some questions to find out why she was giving you that resistance. And so that could have been a tactic of that. So I think a score of 8 would have been great for you.
Thank you.
Amazing. And how about for Tammy?
A little bit of the same thing. You could have asked a couple of good open-ended questions. And I think in a situation like this, you're trying to get her to connect to you personally. And I didn't feel that. There was no personal story behind this why. You kind of gave some reasons for it, but there was no real personal connection to it. And I think maybe a more personal connection behind the why of your asking that of her would have gone a long way in doing that. But I would have given you a score of probably 8.5.
Outstanding. Thank you, sir. Vikram, how are you?
So Michael definitely had passion. You could tell that he cares about what he's doing, but I would say Michael needs a better script if he's going to be cold calling people. It just felt like it was the beginning of it was slow. And if you would have called me, I would have hung up on you by the time that you got to asking me what I wanted. And so I would say just get right into it and have like some direct questions to ask your customer. And that's where a script would come in. I'm going to give you a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10, just because I feel like you have the knowledge. You just need to put it into a better format. But I could feel how much you cared about what you were talking about and how you wanted to help her. So that was really good. And then Tammy, same thing, she already called it. She started out a little slow. She was a little, you just need to go into things and say, especially if you're in the city council meeting, hey, this is what I'm here for. This is the word I want taken off. Here's why I want it taken off. And here's how it could help the city bring in more revenue, because at the end of the day, city council cares about money. And the other thing that it's not going to do, it's not going to turn downtown into a, place where people are running around half naked, blah, 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 blah. So I don't use the number 7 because I feel it's a cop out. So I'm going to give you a 8.
All right. Excellent job, Vikram. Thank you very much, sir. So Michael, Tammy, excellent work. Thank you, Vikram, Joseph, Dr. Andrew. Bella, are you ready for round 2?
I am ready for this. Let's do this.
Let's go. We're going to flip it around. Tammy, you're going first this time. Bella's back, and just a continuation of your conversation. Please take us in. Ring, ring.
Hi, Tammy. It's Bella. I'm back.
Hi, Bella. Thank you for coming back.
Thanks so much.
I'm sorry. I guess I haven't done this in a second part, so I apologize that I'm wasting time because I wasn't entirely sure where we're hopping here. So as I was stating earlier, I'm looking to have the word cabaret removed from the local regulations. I believe that if we can have these cabaret shows at the Arts Council, it's going to pull in a ton of revenue into our little man-made cultural district that we've all invested in. It's only going to help out the city. It's going to help out the remainder of the businesses on Main Street. And it's just one word. It's one word. It's an antiquated word.
God, so how do you see this being able to bring revenue and, not destroying our, image as a city?
Well, our Arts Council is already established, and you've all been there for events, so you know how professional we can hold events there. We do have a line of actresses, shows put together. They will be tasteful. They will be evening shows, and it will pull in different attendees from the other cities, and it's going to stay in-house. So it's not going to have naked bodies running down Main Street. It'll stay. Right.
I mean, that would bring a lot of attention too, though.
Sure it would, absolutely. And I'm certain at any given time after 2 a.m. when the bars close, we could have that opportunity of seeing that.
That could still be a thing.
We're just going to make
not
sure.
What you're looking to do.
Yes,
right?
no, we're not. We're going to make sure that no one half naked's running out the front door and down Main Street of the Arts Council. Yes, I can assure you that. No.
And so, how else do you see this benefiting our city?
Beyond revenue, it does feed into that cultural base that we are striving for. When the governor gave us the $10 million to do the downtown revitalization initiative, it was about increasing the culture in our little city. And this
yes, I remember that.
This just adds to utilizing this historical district and adding something, an element that we don't have here and many of the neighboring cities don't have. And especially with us all been on lockdown with COVID, and now that COVID's over, give something different for people to go out and.
Gotcha. Well, I've got to go right now, but I will definitely take this to the board and get back to you.
Appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent job, Tammy. How'd that feel for you?
Good. I'm sorry. I've only done this one other time, so I wasn't sure that I was going into a second. I wasn't entirely sure. I thought I had to have a second person. I was going to ask Michelle Obama to come and do a leadership program for women. So I wasn't sure.
Well, next time you can have Michelle
Obama. I was
Obama.
a little taken there for a hot second. I was like, do I do Michelle Obama? I'm asking Bella to come to Batavia.
Well, you'd rather be talking to Bella than Michelle Obama anyway, but that's like a story for a different day, Bella. Yes.
Another day. I'll save it for next time. Yeah.
So let's try. No, awesome. Michael, Bella's back. Please take us in, sir, for round 2.
Hi, Bella.
Hello, Michael. I'm back.
Welcome back. Bella, you were saying that out of all the flower shops around, you're the most successful. I just wanted to ask you, is there any such thing as being too successful?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Maybe you can open up another flower shop, and I can work there for you. I love flowers.
You gonna come do flower arrangements for me?
I would love it. I've never done it before, but I really love flowers.
So wait, you've never done it before, and then you want to come to my shop that's already number 1?
I'm only teasing. Come on, I'm only teasing.
I don't know if I'm up for that.
I'm just joking. But what do you think? I can. First of all, I'd like you to look at some of my work on my website to give you an idea of what we're talking about. And if you don't mind, I'd like to get your email address, send you a link. And then maybe follow up, sometime next week. What would be a good time for you to speak?
I got to be honest with you, Michael. I don't read email. I have someone that reads all of my email and just reports to me what's in the email. So I could give you my email address, but it's probably not going to be much use to you.
No, then I don't want it. How about if I text you?
Texting definitely works much better.
Okay, so I'll text you. How about smoke signals? Can I send you some smoke signals, maybe? No.
Smoke signals definitely work. No. Naked people running down the street with signs, that definitely gets my attention as well.
I can't help you with that, sorry. But,
No, can't help with that.
Nope. So I'll text you a link to my website, and I'll give you a call like the middle of next week. Would that be okay? Like Wednesday, like, or tell me when the best time to call you would be.
Yeah, I'm always in and out of the shop, so you can give it a shot. And if I'm around, we can definitely chat. And if not, you can just keep trying, and we'll see what happens.
Fair enough. Thanks very much for your time. I appreciate it.
You got it, Michael. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Michael, rocking the house, brother. How are you doing? How'd that feel for you?
I'm doing great. I'm a little shell-shocked by getting a 6th, kind of like killed my confidence. So, but this is like my first week with Unblinded, but no, I thought it was okay. I mean, I feel rusty, I used to do sales for many, many years, but it's been a while. It's been many, many years. So I feel rusty.
So watch this.
Yeah.
Bella Verita, sales sorceress. Are you ready to drop in and reverse this thing and let Michael be the flower shop owner?
I am, but somehow I knew that you were going to avoid doing a magic trick that would get cabarets into the city. Somehow I knew you would avoid that.
I would avoid doing what, my friend?
That you would avoid doing a magic trick that would get cabarets into a city. I somehow knew you would avoid that magic trick. Of course you would go for the flower shop.
Yes. Well, let's go for the cabarets then into the city. Let's go cabarets into the city then. Let's
I want to see what you got.
All right. You want me to do that?
Of course.
All right. Let's play that game. So, all right. Tammy, do you want to be the city council person?
Sure.
Okay. And we're bringing cabarets into the city, Tammy?
Correct.
Okay. And give me from a heart-centered place, why do you believe that cabarets belong in the city, just like at your core?
Just because it's an amazing form of entertainment and it is not offered anywhere.
Okay. And one more question is, how do you define a cabaret?
Well, it's going to be a little more racier than our regular dance because it is held in nightclubs. So it's not a stage performance like burlesque. And our cities have burlesque groups, our neighboring cities. But we don't have that true cabaret person who's going to walk through in her feathers and, and just being risque. And we were the first to have the Pride Parade. We had an excellent Pride Parade this year not this year, but last year.
All right.
So we've already set the
For the first time ever on the Real Raw.
So we've already set
advocating for women in feathers.
Yes.
Here we
All
go.
Right. Here we go. I'm turning purple. All right.
Oh, pasties. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Women in pasties. You are now performing a magic trick for women in pasties. This is happening on the Real Raw.
I'm in on this one.
So we have, I'm going to say we do have drag queens as well. So it could be a combination of.
Okay, so let's go. So, hey, Tammy, super grateful for all the incredible work that you do for the city. I do have some understanding of what you're up to, and mostly I am present to the complexities of your job. And no matter what you do, it's thankless. People are upset. There's frustration. But I want you to know from my heart to yours that there are people out there that respect and appreciate the great work you do, the sacrifices you make, and how thankless your job could be. So thank you for taking this call and for all that you do.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, appreciate you. So I know you only have 3 minutes. Now I'm down to like 2.5, but I just want to share that from my heart to yours. So can I ask you this question?
Sure.
Yeah. When you think about the planning, the environment, the community, the arts, the heart, the soul, the entertainment, the fun, the boundaries, the moral structure, how does all that sit for you about our beautiful and amazing city?
Well, we like it to be classy, clean, have some structure to it. We obviously do not want anything that's going to offend the residents. So is there somewhere that you're going with this, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But I think mostly in the final 2 minutes, because I'd love to ask at the end of this for a longer conversation. Yes, I think that there's some things that could certainly cause some upset, but are entirely not only appropriate and wonderful, but I would think illegal to keep out. And no, I'm not talking about burlesque. I'm not talking about strip clubs. but I am talking about a classy, high-end dynamic for some zoning to allow some cabaret into our community and environment. Some of our neighboring towns and cities have burlesque shows. And before we get into it, though, I'm curious about how you picture doing your job and why you do what you do. I know you want to protect, but how does protection in your heart and mind balance with what you're looking to create for look, feel, Renaissance dynamic, like bringing culture to our community? How does that balance for you?
Well, as you had said, I agree. We have to always first and foremost put in the driver's seat what the community is going to think. How are they going to feel? Their children. We have to think of everything encompassing, and we want to make sure it does stay classy in our cultural neighborhood. So I would need to know where are you going with this cabaret? How often is this going to happen? Is this something that's going to be an ongoing event? Is this a one-time gig? And how does it compare to what you're describing as burlesque and strippers for those and the rest of council who might not know the difference?
Yeah, sure. So can I ask you this though? What do you think is classy is? Like when you think classy and culture, where do you think the lines are, but around culture? Like that line. So listen, obviously, if everything is a museum of natural history, and everything is about simply having a restaurant, that's one approach. I'm not even getting into the legalities yet, right? Because legally, I don't know there's any ability to stop this from occurring. I'm saying that lovingly, respectfully, but obviously, I'd love to have your heart on the side of culture, and I think culture is classy. And a cabaret, I mean, this is a form of entertainment from around the world. It would be regular, it would be continuous, but quite honestly, Council Tammy, I don't think that anybody who's going to a cabaret is the type of personality that would be finding their way into strip clubs and even burlesque clubs. Is a different energy. Cabarets sort of respectful of form. There's dynamics around it. We are a forward-thinking community in terms of parades that we've had in town. And I think cabaret would be above the Pride Parade in terms of its structure, organizational dynamics. And I think it attracts, the word classy is your word, so I'll use it, even though I'm not quite sure what you mean by it. But I think it attracts a more upscale, sophisticated group of people to our community that I think would support other businesses. I think people who attend cabaret have money. I think they have sophistication. I don't think it's the type of, certainly bikers are not going to cabarets. It's not that type of crowd. I think it's a more affluent, sophisticated, money-spending, culture-driven crowd. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are that we can have the conversation of, I would need some sort of proof. I would need a presentation of what you are presenting as far as what this cabaret is, so that we can remove maybe some of those adult terms from it that fall under the regulations, what skin is showing and timeframes, when are they going to be offered, a schedule of events. And the more we know, the better we will be able to serve you and give you an answer.
Yeah. Final, and I'm so thankful. I know we're over time already, but a final question is, how do you feel about it? And I'm not ever going to say a word. I just want to know what you're thinking and what you feel about culture. How does that resonate for you?
Am I speaking as Tammy, or as I'm speaking as the actual city council here? I'm speaking as the actual city council here.
Yeah.
Culture to us is to me is having fantastic places for people to eat that are diverse from each other. So there's a variety of different places to eat, a variety of different places for entertainment, and nothing is risque.
Okay. And how do you define, Councilwoman, how do you define risque?
There's no boobs and butts showing around that are naked. I'm just saying, I just know our city council, but that's truly what it would be literally would come down to that.
So no boobs and butts showing.
Yes.
Yeah. So what that means, like full nudity, you're thinking?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
That's,
Okay. Amazing. So in our longer conversation, but can we at least agree on this, that diversity of culture and attracting sophisticated people to our community is something that would be beneficial to the community?
absolutely. We can agree on that. We can agree upon that. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. And we'll talk boobs and butts next time. How's that sound?
I was going to say tits and ass, but I wasn't sure who I was speaking as. I was like, shoot. And it's hard for me because I do want to digress and like talk smack sometimes, but, and I was trying to take notes at the same time as you were speaking. So I'm trying to take notes.
How did you feel about that conversation, Tammy?
I like that. I like knowing our city council. Yes, maybe appease to their ego a little bit.
Can I share this? The only place to speak is into the listening of the other person.
Mhm.
That's why I was trying to get them to define terms, to have the conversation. Because what I think about doesn't matter in the world. What you think about doesn't matter in the world. The only thing that matters, we're communicating with another human being, is what they think and feel. Because the only way to influence them is to step into their world, their language, their words, their stuff. And by the way, they change over time. So, and we're going to get to the judge in 1 second. But if I were to say to you, hey, Tammy, what did love mean to you? And let's just do like first reaction. What did love mean to you when you were 10 years old? Just give me first response.
I don't know if I got anything.
You're 10, you're there, and you heard the word love. Like you heard the word love. What'd you think? Feel?
Someone to take care of you.
Awesome. Or you're 17. You heard the word love. What did you think, feel, or hear?
Oh, butterflies and belly.
Yeah, butterflies and belly. No longer somebody to take care of you. When you were 30, right? What did you think, hear, feel when you heard the word love?
I don't know. There was a divorce here.
Yeah. So what did you think? You heard a love song. You're getting divorced. You heard a love song. What did you think, hear, feel?
Yeah, sad.
Sad.
Yeah.
So at some point you're sad. At one point you have butterflies.
Yeah.
And at one point someone to take care of me. And if I ask you that question in 4 more ages, it'll all be different.
Right.
So that's just you, and you're the same person. This council person and every other human you encounter speaks an entirely different language than you.
Right.
And
so they do. And it was hard for me to role play being them because my answers to you would have been so different than me trying to. We are polar opposite personalities.
What I'm hearing in my listening is telling me, and this I'm saying this with love, there's a little judgment of that person. Is there a little judgment there, honestly?
Of city council?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if we're going to influence people, suggestion, and then I'll kick it to Belle and the judges. If we're going to influence people, it begins with what Oprah Winfrey said is the reason she held the microphone for 30,000 people. I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters to me. If this is about like, they're wrong, I'm right, we got a big problem.
Right.
Yeah, it's about unconditional love for people, because my guess is, what I'm hearing is you probably think you're a lot more open, inclusive, and loving than this person. Am I hearing that?
Collectively as a whole, but I understand also their political piece of who they have to represent, and I understand that.
What if we just eliminate the concept of politics and just realize this is a human being that has pain and stress? Like you have pain and stress, and I do, Vikram does, and Michael does, and Joseph does, and Doc does, like all of us. And you step into unconditional love and have boundaries for healthy, respectful communication. And you step into helping them begin to see the neural connections they have that are very fixed and very real for them, may not really be objectively serving them or the people they're trying to serve. So, and that's the beginning. And sometimes you can't get there, but that's what's helped me build a 100-person law firm, speak in front of groups of thousands and get very unique results, help me in one-on-one conversations with judges and juries and all sorts of in selling, marketing, leading, legal, all of it Same dynamic. Every time it's hello to yes influence. And we're getting nowhere if we don't understand that people have very fixed neural connections and we need to disrupt them and open listening. But you did an amazing job. Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you. I have gotten a couple of them to do celebrity bartender challenges at the Arts Council. So
Yes.
Nice.
yeah.
We're not even getting into some of Bella's experiences of going from hello to yes around these dynamics. But Bella Verita,
No, wait.
your thoughts?
Yeah, we're definitely not jumping into that, but I do want to drop into the fact that, like, you know, obviously I know you very well, and so I knew pushing that conversation was not a comfortable conversation, but I want to drop into like that. Blinded is what the formula is being able to deliver like that conversation and ask those questions and open listening for something that, like, you know, is Cabernets and boobs and butt are not normal things in your vocabulary and normal things that like are part of like your being. You stepped into that conversation. It was so beautiful and so heart-centered that it was absolutely incredible. And like, that's really truly an example of like what stepping into the formula is and stepping into Unblinded is. So
thank you, Bella. You cut me down a little bit. I'll say this. I literally think that that's the first time I ever said the word boobs. That's the first time ever, I think, in my life.
I'm pretty sure it is.
And that T word, I've never said, right? So yes, let's drop in reverse order, starting with Joseph, actually this time. Joseph
had to go. He had a client issue, so he's not here. So we have Andrew and Vikram.
All right, let's start with Vikram. Vikram, my friend, what do you have for, let's start this time with Tammy.
Yeah, so she felt a lot more confident. She was giving out a lot more features and the benefits of what she was asking for. And I think she really utilized her time quite well. And so I would give her a solid 8.5 on that one. And I felt like she was just, after she got out of a Michelle Obama, she dropped into what she needed to say.
Awesome. And thank you, Vikram. And what'd you have for Michael?
So sorry, Michael, I didn't mean to rock your confidence, brother.
Okay.
I think Bella gave you a couple of opportunities to really push the conversation forward at the time. So I always tell my team, when you have a live body on the phone, take advantage of it, because the minute they get off the phone, they're dead to you because it takes so much time to get them back on the phone. So she said, hey, don't email me. You were trying to build some rapport with some jokes and stuff like that, which I think were great. She wasn't catching it, so she's not as funny as you were. And so just when you have a live body on the phone, take advantage of it and say, hey, can you jump on my website now? Hey, can you go to www.blah, blah, 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 blah. And then let's book a consultation and schedule the second appointment. Don't leave it open-ended. Hey, do you have your phone book in front of you? And schedule that appointment if you need to, or go in person if you're local and get that appointment.
Amazing. Excellent job, Vikram. Thank you. And
your score?
Yeah, score.
I'm gonna stay with the 6 because he didn't utilize the full time and he did not ask for a solid appointment.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right. Thanks, Vikram. And thank you so much for being here today, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I love being here.
Yeah. Love you. And look forward to connecting soon.
Yes.
Awesome. And Dr. Andrew, what did you have, my friend?
Yes, sir. Well, I have to tell you, when I listen to you, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
When I listen to you, I have to tell you, it's like listening to the Golden Circle. One of my greatest speaker of all time, you know who I'm talking about. And when I listen to you replay the whole thing with Tammy, it's like the Golden Circle. I was wowed. You really wow. You people just kind of listen, take it in, and you get them to really change their whole dynamic and everything. That's what I do with my students at Lynn University.
Thank you.
That kind of thing. So I want to give you a wow factor for that. For Tammy, I think she really improved. And again, it's a lot from what you did. That work you did with her really got her to the other edge. Another thing, when she's doing that whole counsel and talking to Bella, you know what she could do? Show some illustrations. Get a chart up there. Show something to really make your point. Say, hey, this is what we have to do. You see this chart? This is where we need to be. And again, you could do that in a second. You can really just bring something up, show it, and really make your point. A picture's 1,000 words. I think if she did that, she would be wowing Bella and just clinching and doing the closure. Bella, Michael. So I really, again, I agree
Did you give
with
Tammy
my
a score?
judge. I really want to give, yeah, I'm going to give Tammy a 9. I'm 9 as she really improved. Again, with the help of our fearless leader, he really got it going.
Yeah.
Michael, I think you did a lot better. But you know what, Michael? Just like a little bit with Tammy, tell Bella, what can you bring to the table? I mean, so she really is kind of holding you out there and saying, hey, I don't want to be text. I might be text. I don't want to be called. What can you do to really, hey, flowers, can I send you some flowers? You know, can I send a messenger opener over? Can I get this going? Really, you need to open the door. Remember, it's all about listening. It's all about communication. Where can you go to meet her in the middle to really get her to listen and open up so you can then really make that closure? I think you, and again, you have great sort of comedic powers and a little comedy in there and so forth, where it gets her to open up. I think you're almost there. Just got to really get it to the next level. And I think you're on track. So I'm getting 7.5, 8. I think you a big improvement. And again, our king of closure, he really got us going today. And I really think he got everybody on their task and everybody on their game. Go, guy, you got it going. It was a pleasure being here with you guys today.
Father, thank you for that, Dr. Andrews. Really appreciate you very, very much. Thank you.
My pleasure. Loved it.
Thank you. Tammy, thank you for being here today. Beautiful job. I love your fun energy and disruptive nature. How was today for you, Tammy, on the Real Raw?
What was that?
How was
Sorry, it kind of cut out there for a hot second.
No, I was saying thank you so much for your disruptive nature, for all the things that you bring and your fun energy, and for what you're standing for in the world, which is openness, inclusion, change, disruption. And how did you feel about the Real Raw today? How was your experience?
I love it. I took great notes. The last one I did, I don't think I really took any notes. It was brand new to me, and I was just energized. And I got off and looked up how to get a hold of Warren Buffett, because that's who my call was to. So I just went ahead and went with that. So I have great notes, and it felt good. And the judges, I think I wrote down a ton of stuff that you guys said. So I'm not the most direct and jump right in. So I'm going to work on that.
Excellent job. Thank you so much for being here today. Yep. And Michael, thank you for being here today. Sir, excellent work. How was your day today?
I love it. I love Real Raw. I think you're amazing. Do you think, can you give me any feedback on my spiel?
Yeah, 100%, Michael. I mean this with all my heart, and I would write these words down. Transformational vocabulary is where it begins. So you didn't do a spiel, because if you're doing a spiel, it could sound like and feel like something that you just did. So here's my spiel. You know what? We can help you out with your influence. We can teach you what to do with it. You can make a lot more money. So don't you want to make a lot more money, Michael? Like, that's my spiel.
Right.
Right. Our heart-centered, hello to yes, integrous, influencing dynamic sits in the space of loving the other person first. There's 4 steps, 10 indispensable elements, 4 energies. And every Monday night, 7 p.m. now, we do what is unblinded, why Real Raw. Bella's was gonna share about that, but like, that's where we're gonna unpack everything I'm saying right now. But loving people unconditionally, asking open-ended questions that don't just connect us head to head, and don't even us connected like at a kind of real level, but on a heart, emotional level, that heart to heart connection. And that dynamic is the place that influence occurs. Influence is all emotional, and that people logically justify it. Don't believe me? Take anybody with kids. Why would you have kids? I have 3 of them. They're like super expensive. There's plenty of like craziness to deal with. They take a lot of time, right? They can be, as teenagers, wildly self-focused. Why would we ever do this? But we do it because we feel love and legacy and passion and why. It's all emotional. So even the most logical people do everything emotionally. and then find ways to justify it logically. And their emotional structure of being attached to logic is so powerful that they just extra logically justify it, right? So depth of listening, openness, because there's no way that we can influence anybody meaningfully. We could overpower people. We could overpower weaker people, which is not what we want to do. It's not integrous. But when we have people who can't be overpowered, the only way to influence them is to speak into their listening, connected through their heart. And that would be the beginning. Open-ended questions on that. It might sound something like, so, hey, how's it going? It's amazing. You're doing incredibly. You're doing all of that. Wow, how'd you do that? Right, da, 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 da. Why? What's the vision? Boom, boom, boom. And then speak into, say, listen, I'd love to have a consult and talk to you about the power of video and how even with all the amazing things that you're doing, video is a huge lever for more like that. It sound and feel like that. Does that land, Michael?
Yes, thank you very much. That's great.
Thank you, brother. Bella Verita, final, rock star.
Final. If you want to hear more about boobs and butt from Sean Callagy, no, not that. not that. But in all seriousness, how you get Sean Callagy to even say words on the Real Raw that he has never said before is a formula from going from hello to yes, of which we talk about that on Monday nights. So there is an art, there is a science, there is like, getting to like, we have all this, fun and I say this in fun, but as you notice in that conversation, Sean immediately dropped into his heart and there is a formula for how you go from hello to yes, like what is Unblinded, what is the formula, what is Real Raw? And that happens every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you've not been, definitely join us, Michael. You can learn a lot more about what Sean just did like that, 10x. So definitely join us on Monday nights.
Thank you, I will, of course.
Thank you, Bella. And you are a straight up warrior, heart-centered, the sales sorceress. And sales sorceress, we are all blind.
And just learning to see.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Hope to see you Monday and see you soon. Have a great weekend.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks, Sean. Thank you, judges.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.